Sure.
don't forget. We ended up meeting in this room because there was a little bit of a miscommunication. I was in the big room, then Emily thought that there was going to be a select board meeting, and there wasn't, so she moved us here. It's all good.
Gravy.
Yeah, it's all good. It all works out good.
I was standing in the dark in there for 5 minutes. I just,
So we should call the meeting to order.
let's do it.
Welcome to
5
the
o'clock, right on time.
September meeting of the local planning committee. Nobody
Is it online?
as of yet, so we can do any order of business verbally. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just have a quorum. That's good.
And you called the roll, so I heard that.
Okay. I'm present. Who else is present? Go
I
ahead.
am Ed.
Ed?
Barbara Nickerson.
Bernadette, wait a second, I thought we
Ma-
have to do that.
Mary
It's
Jones.
unclear, but I like it. Yes.
Garrick aren't present. We're here.
And our town planner, Christine, esteemed town planner, Christine Flynn. Perfect. The first order of business is to look at is to nominate and approve the minutes from August.
I'm,
And I apologize for getting them out late. It was like,
Oh, that's
do them yesterday
About it.
or go to Monomoy.
Go to Monomoy.
Go to Monomoy all day, every day.
I did.
Okay, fine.
I second. I second.
So, we're second, any discussion about them?
Nope.
So all in favor? We can do it verbally.
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Cool. So the plan for this was to be our kind of second public review session of the draft of the plan. Here we are. Yeah. We also kind of informally wanted to recap where we're at with all the input of things and the various town committees. I think Barbara, in the meantime, went to Conservation Commission. Want to tell us all about it? How was it?
It was great, actually, because
awesome.
somebody had the brains, thank you very much, Christine, and they put the presentation that we had the night before up.
Great.
So I walked them through that briefly,
Great.
and,
Sweet.
but just positive and,
Thank you for doing that.
yep, not a
Really
problem at
appreciate
all.
that. Thank you. Wonderful. We got some beautiful feedback in person or detailed written feedback from librarian Jenny. Very grateful for her.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
understands the assignment.
Yes,
Yay,
Awesome.
librarian Jenny. So
yeah.
we received that.
Yes,
Um,
we received that today.
Anything else?
Mary
written?
Jones had submitted a list of comments from another resident relative to the schools a while back, a
Yep.
couple of months ago, so
Yep.
we have that as a list. I know Brian had a couple of minor edits relative to some photos and some other graphics that he wanted to see changed. And I haven't received any other comments as of yet. I did want to ask if anyone would be interested in going to the planning board, just to also give another update. I know the planning board was at the last community meeting, but I thought it might also be
Yeah.
good to just give
Go to
them an
their
update,
meeting.
and then
Oh,
we should maybe set aside a meeting either in November or December where the planning board does have to hold a formal public hearing, but when this committee's ready to do that.
when is their next meeting?
Our next meeting is September 9th and then the 23rd. Our agendas are pretty heavy
Pretty tight,
right now,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd probably say November and December. Or maybe October and November would be good
What
to
nights do
give
they
an
meet
update.
on?
Tuesdays.
Okay. And it's the second and the third?
Yes.
The second and fourth?
Second and fourth.
Yeah, sorry.
If somebody, I'm usually only here the first Tuesday of the month, so if anybody else wants to volunteer.
I'll go.
Amazing. Thank you. Do you want to put them on a specific one just to nail that down? or-
I'll go over and check the
Agenda.
agendas and
Cool.
just our schedule, and
Send me a
follow
text
back,
or whatever.
Yep. follow back with the committee, that would be great.
Mhm.
And David, I think, reached out to the Board of Health,
Mhm.
so I don't know what the status is on that, but I can also follow up.
Great.
And is anyone going to the Zoning
Yeah.
Board of Appeals
Here
by
we
chance?
Hello.
Hey, Brain. Or the Water and Wastewater
You went to
Committee?
water.
I went to water, and they're happy.
So you went again after,
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
final?
yeah.
Okay. Great.
So we have planning to do, and then we have zoning, so ZBA. They also seem to have quite a full agenda.
Yes,
What?
a little bit. A tiny little project going on here.
250 units of something, so
What nights do they meet?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They
when
meet
do they-
on
Wednesdays.
the last
Wednesday.
Wednesday of the month,
Fourth Wednesday?
usually the 4th, whichever is the last.
Oh,
So that's when they're doing normal business hours, and the Pine Oaks Village 4, they've allotted a special meeting time for those public hearings.
I'll go to that also.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you, you know
Those
the,
are sort of nerdy things.
yes, and you're our resident nerd, so thank you, we appreciate that, that's good, yeah, great. You had sent me an email asking about, timing of going back before the select board.
Yeah,
And just to say it publicly and say it to you, when Christine tells us we should go, we will,
okay. Yeah,
unless there's any other.
yeah.
I gave them a 5-minute update at their last meeting, just to let them know that we did hold a community meeting session. The final draft was rolled out. They've been given a hard copy of the plan, and that we
Okay.
welcome any feedback from the board. And when they're ready, we're happy to come in and make a presentation at their convenience.
Any reaction?
Just out of curiosity, do they have to meet the 60 days, the end of September, for comments?
I mentioned it for 60 days. I didn't get into that.
Semantics.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's better. Covered ourselves.
Do you have any, and I think we've kind of just been playing it as PRN, so to speak, as playing at the turf as it lays, sort of as the weather gets cold, the revisions to tie and bond, I think you're gonna primarily engage with them and.
Any revisions? Yeah, I'll look to the committee just to get a final okay,
Yeah.
and then
Go to them.
go to Ty and Bond
Okay.
with administration just to keep them in the loop.
Yeah,
This is probably a redundant and silly question, but
It's okay.
have we exhausted all opportunities to take the document over, buy the software, and make the updates ourselves? I could see little tweaky things from here until it's voted on.
I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost at some point rather pursue that path rather than feed them onesie choosies.
It's a little bit, well, that's why I was kind of laying this out, that we're not gonna feed it once it chooses. Christine's gonna, I totally appreciate what you say. I think it's a little bit of I could see it both ways. In one sense, if we say like, oh yeah, we only, maybe we don't make ourselves vulnerable to the small, like I don't like that word. If like, sorry guys, it's gonna cost you $20,000 to change that word.
Come in March and say, well.
Or I
Brian,
guess.
remember I've said, people are gonna come to town meeting. I'm not kidding.
You're right. You are
I've
right.
seen it happen. People will get up at town meeting and say, I didn't know anything about this.
Well, that is true.
So you do your due diligence, you do the best you can, and you sleep
It's
well
nice
at
not to
night.
be trapped by it. And the other thought is, over time, at least the part of it that may be
The living
used for an
document.
implementation
It's a great
plan.
argument for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's a great argument for that.
When
And if,
we-
I guess it
we
maybe
prioritize.
it's a great
Right.
point. It's a great point, Brian. And I guess we would maybe put it at your wise feet, Christine, in the sense of I don't know what a subscription to that like Adobe is. I say it's
Mhm.
$500
It's
a
not.
year or something.
But it
Okay.
might- but
Yeah, yeah.
But that
Yeah.
might even be the tool that we'd want to maintain over time. So we
Yeah.
might have to
Yeah.
give some thought to how
Yeah.
would you manage an implementation plan and what tools you put.
A full user access for Adobe Suite is like $130.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Then you can port it.
They might try and do, but I'm sure with like civic stuff, they have like nonprofit and civic pricing too. So you could probably get it less than that, is my guess.
We could all chip in and.
Yeah. I'll pay for it. There.
I'll see your one third.
Yeah, yeah. I'll pay for it. I'll expense it against my.
No, so but
I'll follow up with Sharon in terms of the contract and what we're obligated and whether or not Ty and Bond can release that editorial.
Or the file as
A
yeah,
file
as an
It's
idea.
over-
not a
Yeah,
fileable
yeah.
file
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something we can.
It's a
Oh,
great-
that's a
if-
good point. I wasn't thinking about that. If they use some sort of their own IP or framework or something. They don't want to have
I'll
us
tell you,
playing with it.
every consulting gig I've ever done, you have to be able to
Deliver.
deliver the product back to them.
Yeah.
It's a great argument though to say that it's like if somebody, a committee wanted to take a table or this or that, or like
Mhm.
make a checklist out of it or something.
You want to be able to grab those artifacts and use them at
Well,
your
so-
will.
Which is what we talked about last week, especially the fact that, if Christine said we wanted other boards and committees to take ownership
You want to be able to section it out.
and become a stakeholder,
Yeah.
become a stakeholder and take certain sections for moving forward so it just doesn't sit on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And-
So a year from now, when they're going, why are we doing this? Because we said we would.
And then you gotta assume that the priorities are gonna change, so you
Yeah.
need to be able to
Absolutely.
modify those highs and
If
and lows.
anything, it would exemplify just this, what a living document is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that moving forward, this is what we have the means, we have the resources to do that. So in preparation for those people
So-
that say, I never knew this was here, it's okay, because it's
living
gonna be continuous.
Mhm.
So it's
Right.
okay if you didn't know about
Right,
it.
right now
Well,
it's
you
on
think
life
about
support.
the naysayers will be able to say, see, I knew it was just gonna sit on the shelf if we don't have any way to update it.
Right. Alright, so we're in agreement.
Oh, special price for Adobe for
Christine.
government, 70% off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But there is
Christine, what is
product they're
the,
using
uh,
for this, it's on the tip of my tongue. It is an Adobe product, but it's probably not what you're thinking of. It's on
It's
the-
Creative Suite.
Yes, but the name of it is,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to recognize it.
Can we
We've
put
worked
it-
with it before.
Can out in front of planning for
You
donations.
wanna get it to Christine, so she's got
So I,
awareness of what it
because I
costs.
did go about and I saw the name of
So
it.
is,
Yeah.
what's the statutory requirement for doing the review? Is it every 5 years or 10 years?
10.
At a minimum 10, yeah.
Okay, all right.
But it takes 5 years to do
I mean,
it.
it can, 10 years, and there's no penalty if it's, I think the last
We're
one was
late.
done in 2011, so it was
Yeah.
over,
We're pushing
Yeah.
15.
We're already
yeah,
late.
we already pushed the 10.
Who
So,
needs to count?
most
I
plans
just-
are usually for 10 years,
Yeah.
and I think some of this was also written to go beyond that.
Yeah.
So,
And to the extent that we maintain the ability to edit it and update it along the way, it potentially makes the next update that much easier to.
Given how we struggled, like kind of before you came on board and stuff like that, and how slow the collaborative software was onboarded and stuff like that, it, in the spirit of the plan, it might be good to push the town a little bit on this, to try. This be like, hey, this should be the thing to try to, I know, like, you guys have amazingly updated the website and the way the minutes are posted and the agendas are posted in a different way, like it's been part of sort of a technological reboot. This might be a good index issue to push that on.
Sure.
For
No,
the benefit of Harwich, yeah.
absolutely, I
Yeah.
think having the accessibility to the reports and to the
Yeah.
plans
Yes.
in a
yes.
more user-friendly format, absolutely needs, definitely the website on those pages need a revamping. Unfortunately, I just haven't had the bandwidth.
Oh, of course.
No.
No, but
Yeah.
departments are responsible for those pages.
Right.
It's not
Got it.
really the IT, so I'm responsible, so if there are any shortcomings, so we just need to
Yeah.
work on that.
But even
Yeah.
the
I need to work
context
on
setting
that.
pages, we had to create, that shouldn't be created again.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
talks about the history of the town.
Yeah.
Right.
That should be, as you
Yeah,
said, posted and
Yeah, so
accessible.
hopefully,
So-
maybe for this might be a good opportunity to be like, oh, hey, cool, for
Yeah.
a relatively modest price, we think, we don't know.
And I think
Yeah.
for the plan going forward, having the final plan and then doing any additional summaries, or when we get into implementation, having a report system, I think, is probably the easier way
In
to
a
go.
thing you could use it, how frustrating would it be if it's just like a dead PDF that is super visually driven?
Mhm.
And if it's dead, like a flat PDF,
Yeah.
then nothing can be used going forward, it would have to be all recreated
Right, it's guaranteed-
digitally. It's
guaranteed
Some of
to
it
sit
would
on a
have
shelf.
obnoxious, yeah.
So. Separate
That's how I would sell it. You wanna have it sit on the shelf?
Christine.
Don't do anything.
Dusty.
Second question that occurs to me, the HPP, is that also a 10-year?
That's a 5-year.
Okay.
And
I
the
knew one
open
of-
space and recreation is also a 5-year
okay,
document.
yeah, which, having it available as,
Updated.
Yeah.
if we're on on our mark and get it done in 5 years, then you might want to look at how it affects
No.
updating.
Since we do have a little bit of time.
They have to be redone when
Yeah.
you do them, so
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's a
but
whole other
also-
RFP process,
But-
and
But once you redo them, then it may or may not be consistent with the comprehensive stuff in the comprehensive plan.
usually they are. They're in tandem. I mean, that's the overall
Well,
objective,
Unless they
so.
decide to go a different way, which may be the case.
5-year pivot on the
Yeah.
HPP.
You know, 5 years from now, we may find nothing we decided on doing for housing worked, so we've got to go a different way.
And, well,
And then you-
so in 5 years, you have to update the plan
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so it's just keeping current, that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
There's no penalty with not actually implementing any of these plans. These are really guidance documents, so, before I get into Brian's question, the LCP is gonna be one document that's final, and then any updates to it, I'm anticipating will be more in the vein of like an executive summary
Yeah.
report or an
Yeah.
implementation
Mhm.
report for action items. That was my
Rather than
anticipation.
tweaking the actual plan itself, you're going to be adding.
Yes, because once it's been adopted, that's the
Right,
final
that's-
But,
plan.
right, hopefully
so-
you'll be able to, like, I'm just, because this is, for better or for worse, and there is some downside to it, it's such a visually driven thing.
Mhm.
Hopefully you'll be able to, like, cut and paste, you know what I'm saying? And then fix.
Yes,
For your
absolutely.
executive summary, so
Yep.
that it would be my tweak for
But
trying
that's
to get
between-
this software.
And that's between now and town meeting.
Mhm.
That I'm saying for going beyond
Post.
that, to be supportive of managing the implementation plan and tracking the action items and
Sure.
reprioritizing. I mean, even just tracking and considering something done or partially done, some thought has to be given to where do you do that? So
Mhm.
I was just thinking that between now and the town meeting, maybe a couple of us that have some technology background, maybe once we find out what software this thing is built in, take a look at it, can we port out of it, what would we recommend we use for
Mhm.
just tracking the action items,
Okay.
just that subset,
Love it.
right? And that way
Agreed.
we'd have a stronger point of view going into town meeting. to
Where we can say these are all the things that have happened since.
Well,
Yeah.
and this is how you could manage the implementation plan, but
Okay.
somebody's got, like we've always said, select board has got to get on board and agree that they've got to provide resource to do it.
Yeah.
But at least we'd have a stronger point of view for how it could be done.
Yes, and on that, if I could maybe suggest either the the four of us meeting, or I'll meet with the three of you to, if you could give me some guidance in terms of updating parts of the website that you feel would be visually a little easier for members of the public to look at, the webpage for the LPC page.
Okay.
I think that could also go a long way between now
Yes, I agree,
and
yeah. Okay.
town meeting.
Cool. Can do that.
We can do that. I'll just talk to you later about some questions that just
Yeah.
spawn some questions that I have directly for you.
You're the master of it.
Yes. No, that's why I'm asking, because
Volunteer.
some of this is.
Puppeteer.
A little detour. The housing production plan is cooking, and are the open space and recreation plan.
We have a conditional approval from the Division of Conservation and Recreation. We are working with Ty and Bond to finish up some of the recommended edits from DCR, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all
Oh.
good.
once we finish that, we'll send it back to DCR for final approval. Hopefully we get that. But the housing production plan was approved by the state, and we are now working on our hazard mitigation plan.
Sweet.
So that's also another 5-year updated plan.
Cool. We can keep taking time to keep digging in, and
Mhm.
and I think, thank you, Ed, for going to those next 2 meetings. Could you remind us a little bit, because the world, it's hard to get a sense of the political winds around here, and they could all change, like, you know. So, town meeting, we know, town meeting is the first Monday in May, we know that. Would you remind us of like when we need to be on the warrant and stuff like that, just for the winter timing?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put together a schedule, and I think it's in
Okay.
January for
Okay.
warrants.
Second Friday, close of business, second Friday in February.
Okay, but is that for financial or
It's for warrant.
all warrants?
For
Okay,
articles.
great. Good to know.
Okay, so I kind of anticipated, and I'm holding this sort of amorphously because, like, you know, things sort of, whatever, who knows the political breeze in Harwich going on, but it seems like then we'll have to have a bit of a, maybe a marketing campaign, for lack of a better word, in early spring of like, hey, look at this amazing plan. Not really like, tell us what you think about it. 'Cause
Right,
that
right.
ship has sailed. But like, whatever you think, here it is in the plan, you know, or like, look at this great plan, or, I mean, you know, but there is, you know, I'm sort of
Yeah.
noodling on this, like, all criticisms aside, and in no way, shape, or form is this perfect, but
Mhm.
there is a lot in there.
Yes.
And it is a very good biopsy of the state of Harwich right now.
Mhm.
And no matter how you come at a lot of issues, it's there. It's hard. It's dense. It's hard. You know, and we have to kind of market it as that. I think probably in this
But
spring.
you get, yeah, you want to reach out so as many people as we can know about it, so we don't get,
Oh, yeah.
what do you,
Could
where
do
did this come
contingency.
from,
Yeah.
stuff, you
We'll
know?
even have your logo.
As far as the strategy,
Oh, sorry.
at first blush, just based on what you're saying, that there's no really consequence to not having these plans
No,
out
you
there.
want the plans, there's no consequence in not implementing them.
In not
Or if
implementing.
you don't meet those guidelines.
But that's
The
the
state's
whole
not gonna
purpose.
penalize you.
I'm just looking at a marketing strategy, because that's the whole purpose,
Yeah.
to get the select board on board with with the use of the plan, and that's what it was all about. So if we have that marketing approach to show the immense value from the constituency standpoint, I am hoping that select board will see that, see the volume of importance that the constituency, the residents have given to the plan
Well-
based on whatever marketing strategy we're going toward. Hopefully they'll listen
Yeah.
and they'll say,
I don't know what the
in that-
strategy is going to be.
The
It's
strategy,
gonna
that-
need a
these
strategy.
in
plans
that respect.
leverage a lot of state and federal funding, well,
Mhm.
maybe not federal,
And-
but a lot of state funding for projects and programs, for the town, saving taxpayers, a lot of money as well.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
And
I'm sorry,
Ed and then Barbara, and, yeah, or Barbara, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
separate from, if it doesn't get, this one doesn't get approved, then the one done in 2011 still is in force, and it is not a
Popular.
good plan.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
popular.
At all.
And it has a lot of policies in it that you really don't want to have to be fighting somebody who's proposing something and they saying, well, it's allowed by the 2011 comprehensive plan, and you just never
Which
have
we're-
made the changes
A lot.
that you should have to, you know.
okay.
So your comment last time when we were talking was that we don't want to argue about the plan at town meeting,
No.
hence we need to start ahead of time and everything.
Yeah.
But the select board, I still see that as in kind of an uphill battle, like pushing a rope. So I guess my question is when do we start working on them? I mean, do we really want to wait till after February when the
Oh, no.
warrants are all filed or not? I mean, that really not a whole lot of time to maybe,
I will, yes, I will say we also have, tried to avoid unnecessary conflict, just for the sake of conflict.
understand, but I guess my
So
question,
the
my
timing is,
I know,
key.
my
That's
concern
yeah.
is that I don't, this is our last meeting till
For a while, yeah.
For
we
a
can-
while,
we can
right,
eat,
right.
but we-
So, no,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
donuts and coffee, no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess my point is though, is that we're gonna be out of the,
Loop.
right, and we're not gonna be seen. I mean, we're not gonna, there's not a whole lot going on after we go to these boards and stuff. So when do we gear back up to make sure that we're still in front of that we're still out there?
A tremendous amount of soft marketing can be done through the website. So that can kind of keep the bug in
I
people's
don't want it
ears
to
until.
just die.
Right.
Please,
Public comment at any select board meeting, we can always pop in and give them an
Yeah.
update.
Good point.
And then
And
the select board or certain members of cannot be on tape that I haven't heard anything, they haven't said anything, we don't know what they're
you know,
doing.
you are
And
very,
nothing will
very
change.
timely, we're in public comment period, there's,
And a newspaper article, two
great,
newspaper
great
articles.
article, great news article, it was very fair in the
Yes.
sense of, and representative of the process and things
Yeah.
like that. So,
But I mean, even down the line when we're on hiatus, you can certainly fabricate some sort of a pop in with an
Yeah.
update for you.
and
And then you're there and you're in front of the public that's watching.
And to the extent that you want to, like, become the expert, commit to memory all the recreation stuff, you can show up when Recreation Commission has upcoming a meeting that is going to attract an audience. Go there and give.
Yeah.
I
the
just
beginning
want to
of the
remind
meeting.
everyone
Yeah,
that there's an
yeah,
important part of
and this
this
is,
plan where
and
we've given thought to, yeah.
and you can do
We
that.
hope you'll take a look at it.
yeah, so we're not, we're open, would be delighted to have, written feedback from the select board at this
Mhm.
time. And we have asked for that, and that is open,
Yeah.
and we welcome it, and that would be spectacular. And now's the time, now's the public comment.
Yeah.
And then we kind of, we're kind of keep going. The situation evolves.
I think once we make the rounds to the boards and committees, it's also helpful to then ask them, go back and ask them for letters of support.
Yep.
And then also talk amongst those board members, if you know them, to maybe ask them to speak at town meeting on the importance
Yep.
of the document and
Good
for their
idea.
own, for their
That's a
own,
good idea.
from their own perspective of their board and for the benefit of the town.
To
As a
Mary's
whole.
point, maybe they would have already been using it as input to their planning process by then.
Yeah.
When would you like the letters, so just to be sort of concrete, so
So
when would you like the letters of support from them? Because we only have two
By-
more, we
by
only
the
have
end
two
of-
more committees to
by
go
the
to, so.
by the end of December.
Okay.
So I think, planning ZBA. I also think the Affordable Housing Trust should, and Affordable Housing Committee should also be added. If
Yeah.
anyone hasn't gone to that, and
Probably Board of Health.
David's on Board of Health.
Historic.
You want me to about
We
historic?
went to historic.
I did.
Yeah,
I'll go
Okay,
back.
Okay.
yeah, but, just ask for them to take a vote supporting it. And so we can walk into town meeting saying we have had voted support from 25
18 boards and 37 committees.
25 of the
Yeah,
37
yeah.
committees, and the other 12 we couldn't find. They don't seem to meet anymore.
You sent them a lovely email asking for public comment, so they're aware.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm just trying to think of the timing of when we would want to meet again, to probably,
I think we should commit to, I think it's good to continue to meet, just, because we're only meeting once a month in
Mhm.
October, November, and December, keep our standing once a month meeting.
Okay.
That's, I don't know if that's something the board, or skip October.
we were all trying to take
I
a
thought we were
break.
going on vacation for a bit, but that, no, that's.
No, or
No, it's
skip,
fine.
skip October, and at least November and December, we
Sure,
need
why
to
don't we,
regroup and
why don't we
strategize.
do that? Why don't we do that?
I think we should just keep it as is because there's going to be things we're going to do to the website. There's going to be
Okay.
these letters of approval we got to get in,
Okay.
and then we can at least just, even if it's 30 minutes, here's an
Okay,
update. This
sure,
is what we've
sure,
done.
all right. We'll keep doing the first
keep
Tuesday
doing
All
of the
these
month.
minutes on me,
Keep
don't you?
doing the first Tuesday of the month.
So
All right, keep doing it.
I told Bob today, I said, oh, this is my last meeting for minutes.
Said the man with 3 children under 5. If he says that, then we have to.
I said 30-minute meetings.
Yes.
I said 30-minute meetings.
All right. Okay. Well, that's fair. Okay. So we'll get at it in October. Thank you, Ed, for going.
Yeah.
I think the letters of support are fantastic. We understand. We understand that the general concept of marketing will be necessary, and I just don't want to plan that too much because there's a lot going on. We don't have to overcommit right now.
And I'm not sure if we, well, asking them to take a vote of support, I'm not sure if we do that during the fall or.
I think we do it after we get all the letters.
After the first of the year, as we're in the process of submitting the warrant article.
When do they do their planning? Do it as part of the planning process that the boards go through.
For the select board.
Oh, I thought you
Is
were
that
talking
who you're
I
talking
thought you were
about,
talking
Ed?
about the individual boards.
Yeah, the individual boards.
Oh,
I think definitely to ask by the end of December for a letter of support. If they didn't have any comments, we really would appreciate a
Sure.
letter.
And then,
in
so
writing.
you have always said that the whole thing will have to be printed in the warrant, right? So, and then as part of our maybe evolving marketing strategy, then those letters, boom, 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 could be part of it? Could that be part of it, or?
Possibly. I think for town meeting, and this is something I'm not, I would need to confirm with the administration, but it might be more advantageous to do the summary in the warrant and then have it as an appendix.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it has to be presented in total.
Correct.
Right, but you have to
Yes.
print it for every attendee? Good God.
I don't
Are
know
you
if you have
kidding
to
me?
print it for every attendee. I think the
Maybe
fact that
last
it's
time that was done.
digital,
Well, it's
like,
gotta be electronic.
yeah.
And maybe a certain amount of paper copies, because there are always those people.
Libraries
But,
and stuff like that.
it'll get, it becomes, the entirety of it becomes part of the warrant.
No, I understand
it'll
that,
get
but
sent to
you can't
the-
have an
it'll
electronic
get-
attachment?
It'll get sent to the Chronicle and print in its entirety in their newspaper copy.
This many pages?
I don't know
No, this
about,
I mean,
one will
that's,
not.
that's
I'll
what it-
find out
the
from
2011
what other
was, I know
towns.
that. Yeah.
I'll find out in terms of,
25 pages.
Yeah, I know.
and
it's
some of the
crazy.
digital requirements for the attorney.
I'm gonna open up a printing press right before this thing goes out. I'm gonna make some cash.
And I'll follow up with
Hinge
the
on the
administration.
Dude.
Legal technology
Yes.
wise,
Yeah.
between 2011 and now. I feel like 2011 was just the other day.
You call
It
me-
really wasn't. And I don't remember when
wasn't.
there wasn't all this stuff, and 2011, there wasn't a lot of it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, more to
And it's the
come.
the
More to come.
legality of it.
More to come,
Yeah.
but I think having ourselves buttoned up with letters, that would be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's a member
We
of?
have somebody on,
Who joined us?
MP,
MP?
Mika,
Hi,
Micah.
Micah, welcome.
Just wanna-
hello?
That's okay. We're glad you're here.
Do you have any comments?
Okay. No.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
you asked, they didn't answer.
Yep. Thank you, Micah. We're glad you're here. With that, any other, we could, strategy or anything else where kind of anybody wanted that before, and then we could, obviously the most detailed feedback would be great to give Christine written, which all of you have. You guys are all model participants. But if there was anything that, jumped out to you strongly, I keep kind of beating on the drum that, if I had to go back and do it again with a magic wand, which I can't undo it, is that the document is very design driven, and the design isn't perfect in terms of the messaging, i.e., when Ginny pointed out the really thing about what does this say about locals in the mission, in the vision statement. It was there, but it's buried a little bit in the design. Okay, that's gonna be hard to fix unless we get the software, It's okay. It's imperfect. I still stand by everything that's sort of said in the document.
Yeah.
If you had to roll back a year or 6 months, a different cast of players, I would change the design a little bit, but none of this is perfect. So
some of the comments we received last month were very specific on certain thing on the PFAS, the toxins. Sally Urbano got up there and says that, we should have put in there that West Harwich should be a National Register district and stuff. How are we handling specifics that they felt we should be adding into the document?
Good question. I think once we put together a list of the final comments, I think the committee should kind of
Vote
be
on
the
it.
final editing, would be my recommendation, to have the committee vote on in terms of yes or no. Because some of, I think at that last meeting, some of the items were in fact, were addressed in the
Yes,
document.
yes,
And
Right.
So I think it's important for the committee to evaluate any final editing that goes into the
Okay.
report at this stage.
That's probably
And
October
he-
task then,
Well,
right? Yeah.
and the other thing is too, I know everyone has their, areas of, and we do too, and it's good that they bring it up, but when we look at it and we say, well, remember, this is us trying to forecast into the future, and purposely, vague isn't the best word, but things are purposely more
Broad.
general and
Generalized.
broad because we're creating a living document, because we're trying to predict the future, and we really can't. We're trying to just create a vision of what's possible, and we're just there to make recommendations. We're not, to tell someone.
You need to
So-
use more than, so I'm sorry, Bernadette.
So that, if we talked at all about water resources in any general way about where PFAS would fall into it, that may have to be enough.
Mhm.
I kind of thought we hit it on the toxins, water, fertilizer stuff.
We did,
The
but
one little nuance was the West Harwich thing, but then that, to your point, may be worth committee-wide October, November type.
What's the-
Right,
what's
and
the
just,
Harwich?
pardon me?
What was the West Harwich?
Sally got up
National
there and
Registry.
Oh,
she had a
right,
question as
yeah.
to why didn't we meet with them like we had met with the East Harwich people?
No.
But then her last comment was that we should be including in there that we were kind of weak on the historic stuff.
Yeah.
And we should have had the National Register that the West Harwich is going for right now in there as a goal. I was just gonna tell Christine, is like, I didn't get everything that was said in those minutes, so if you're gonna listen to anything, you probably need to do the video, not my
And
minutes,
I just need to
sorry.
say, I didn't say anything that night, and then I saw
Yeah,
that.
we were trying to listen.
Well, and
yeah.
I saw that Bill put it in his article. We did not go to meet with we didn't invite the East Harwich. That grassroots group has now fallen apart. This was 2 years ago,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
I knew they were meeting. I said, I'll go there
Yeah.
to get the postcard
That's why,
thing
like,
started.
the town
And
is living and
we-
evolves, yes,
We,
yes.
we didn't call them into a meeting, and I should have clarified that, and I really was
That
thinking
is
maybe
true.
I should still write a letter
No,
of.
there was.
No, because we did meet. Margot and I went and met with you before you were on this committee, and
And I went
3 or
to-
4 other people that were there that day.
But the first time we
Jackie
met
and,
with them, we were listening mode only, I was
Yeah,
there.
that was
at
their
that, right,
meeting.
but
I
then
went
they
to a
asked
couple
us
of
to
their
meet,
meetings,
and
yeah.
Margot and I went.
Well, they asked us to.
Right, right.
West Harwich
all
didn't ask us.
feedback is
Yeah.
welcome, but a little bit to like heard and acknowledged.
Yeah.
There is a lot in West Harwich about there. We did have a fair bit of discussion, I don't wanna mangle the distinctions, in our past meeting where we talked about the specific designation that West Harwich has now, and is that working? And we intentionally kept it a little bit broad to allow for that, so it's not like West Harwich was left out in the cold, so like, you know.
I just
Uh,
should have
yeah.
corrected her that we didn't invite them to a meeting, we went to a meeting.
And there was,
Just as a vehicle to get.
and there is an interesting comment with that. Sally talked about them filing it as a National Historic Registry. And then Mary
Meslowski.
Meslowski, who's the chair of the Historic District and Historical Commission, got up and said, well, that's historic districts, we don't have anything to do with that. Well, no, you do, because as being Historic District Commission, you oversee Harwich Center, National Historic Register District. And by the law, if the town creates another historic district, it falls to them to be the commission in charge of it. And the issue is, the benefit for being a national registry district is you do improvements on the building, you can file for tax credits, pretty significant ones.
I don't think there was
But-
anything in the
yeah.
plan that was,
But if you become,
exclusive of that.
Yeah.
Like, the plan wasn't really in spirit of that, like,
Right.
okay.
Well, in
The other-
actuality,
And they themselves are doing
Yeah.
their work.
in actuality, we did put in there that we should look at creating additional historic districts in
Yes.
Well,
town.
there you go. I mean, like,
And the
how
other-
specific
but
we can be, you know?
the other side of that is if you form your historic district as a state registered historic district, it gives you much stronger development controls over the buildings in the district than the historic.
And this is
registry.
stuff that they all know chapter and verse already, because they have a very
Yeah.
active and passionate
Yeah.
group who's going to take care of West
Yeah.
Harwich, but we have to kind of
Yeah.
generally,
Okay, is
Yeah.
there anything, as everyone noodles on it, anything we're missing since it is 5:41 and we're gonna keep meeting? I wanna be respectful of everyone's time.
This is a nit, but I don't see any of the East Harwich pictures in there that I sent to you back in early August. Did they not get to Sharon?
I think I sent to them, but I'll follow up with
Yeah, sure.
Sharon. Okay.
I took a bunch of pictures, but I could never figure out how to upload them.
Well, I mean,
I'll
one that I
send-
think could be nice in there somewhere.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
not-
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if that's not, it's in East Harwich, but we don't
Yes.
have to own it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a little general Harwich situation.
Yeah, and I thought
I
that,
sent her some, I got a bunch a bunch of vetted pictures.
Yes, from that, and they did get those in,
Yeah.
they did get the
those,
children in
because we
there.
had lots and
And that
lots
needs
of
to be-
lovely landscapes, and even as a landscape artist
Yeah.
myself, I'm like, that's all nice and
Nice.
good, but it was good to see some people.
That's a great picture, yeah, so,
I'll
Okay.
follow up with Sharon
yeah,
on that.
and I have,
And Brian, that may have been my mistake. I was away from.
that's all right.
I will
like
follow up.
photographs.
Okay.
But they're better than the ones that she has in there. That's,
Okay.
if hers were better, then I wouldn't say it.
Historic districts, page 58.
Yeah.
Goals.
yeah,
Implement more.
and this is, and
There's
this is al-
several.
This is also, that's why I felt a little like I was maybe, I didn't wanna talk down to anybody, but like in the meeting, Control F is how you can find your favorite words. Like,
I do remember when he said that. I was like, oh, yep.
Like, if you've got an index issue, do that first before you say it's not in there, because there's a lot of index issues in there. Okay. So our next meeting would be Tuesday, October 7th, which I'm pretty sure we're on,
Are we skipping October, I thought?
no, Brian, or
No,
Garrett said we have.
you know why I said that? Because I won't be here.
I won't be either.
So let's skip October. but
Okay.
let's
Okay,
do
skip
November
October.
and
Skip
December.
October.
All right, so we're gonna meet in Monday, November 4th, Election
Yeah,
Day.
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, we
Tuesday.
can't have.
We can't have a meeting
yeah.
on election day.
Oh.
Wait,
That happened
it-
just
it-
before.
no, it's not an election day in
It
Harvard.
says right here, election day.
But it may just be.
prepared.
The Google
The
says.
town clerk will say.
The town clerk will.
Say that if it's
We
an
cannot
election.
have.
It's an election day in the town of Barnstable, but that's the only town on Cape Cod that are holding an election on.
Well,
The font, I mean, I will
Is
clarify.
it a state?
And there's some battles
I
I'm
will
not willing
clarify.
to.
I will clarify.
Do you want to fight that battle with
I will
Emily?
clarify with Miss Emily. I will clarify
I'm
with
afraid
her.
of them all.
Yeah, as we
No,
all
no,
do.
yeah.
I will
She's the
clarify.
No,
call her
Emily
chief of
is
staff.
fine. I-
She runs it.
We mean it in the best way.
Yeah.
If you do your Google calendar,
I don't care, I'm just saying, I know
I
that,
know.
that was the first I was ever aware of it, that she did
I will
say
ask.
we couldn't do it.
I will
It
ask.
may have to do with.
I will
setting
ask,
up polls
clarify.
and all
We'll
that.
either do it on the 3rd or the 4th.
okay.
We'll
And
clarify.
we'll meet before that
But, you know,
for the website.
Yeah.
Try and find
If we
election day on your
yes,
Google
I
calendar.
Before.
really
Let's
appreciate
move on.
it.
Between
Let's
now
move
and-
on.
yes.
In May for Harwich. It doesn't print.
Of course it doesn't,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
election day,
yeah.
that's election
I will
day,
clarify.
popped right up.
Totally,
That's on me.
totally. I'll
We wanna
clarify.
make
It's a great
sure-
question. I don't know the
As we
answer.
wanna
I can
make
see,
sure
I can
that
see
she's
both
got
points.
the last 2
And
weeks
we're,
of
and we're gonna take a
September.
break in October.
So we should do that.
But I can
This,
still
Okay.
meet, I can still have
Yeah.
a phone meeting or
Yep.
Yeah.
FaceTime.
I know what it is tomorrow for the
September into October.
I'm gone next week and then the
Are we
end
gonna
of
send
September and
out-
October.
So it's a great reason to take a hiatus,
Yeah.
because we wouldn't have a quorum anyway.
We're going to sit down for a
Yeah, I won't be here October either.
I'll be
Great.
missing.
Do we want to send
I'll be buried in the bog.
email to everybody
Yes.
on the committee that we're not gonna meet in
I
October,
will-
that we are
I
gonna?
have to clarify with Emily our November debate. Yes, we will clarify. I just will clarify from Emily, who's the keeper of all,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chief
all
of staff.
things. Compliance. Compliance is
Emily,
not the
chief of
right
staff.
word, but yeah. Compliance. Yeah, cool. Other things, Christine.
No, I'll schedule a meeting with Brian, Mary, and Garrett.
What do your guys' schedules typically look like? Are they crazy?
Like, from, until
Yeah.
the point that I leave?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You
When
good?
do you
Just
leave?
don't
After this
touch me
week,
this
I'm
week.
This week is crazy.
You leave?
Next week is good. What
When
about
do
next
you
week?
leave and where are you
Next
going?
week I will be in New York, then Florida, then Bermuda.
For a
So
long time, or
that'll be a
just-
no-no.
All right.
Nice.
2 weeks, okay.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Should be chilly.
So at the December meeting, shall we all bring different, our favorite different Christmas cookies?
Christmas
to make?
trees.
I think that would be good. Yes.
Oh, in
Cookie
December?
swap in December. All right, Ed. We'll have a cookie swap in December.
Is that right? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'll make Mimi make the cookies. You don't want me making the cookies.
I
Mimi
missed them.
crushes.
I missed down at the Pilgrim Church.
I did, but I bought them.
Cookies
That's okay, you can do
during.
that.
Oh, okay.
I
all
love
right.
a good cookie swap. Talk
Oh, no,
about
no,
rules.
Mimi's my
There's gotta be
mother-in-law.
rules for cookie swap.
She's known as the bread lady in sandwich now, so we'll be. She brought some cinnamon rolls over today.
Who is this, your wife?
My mother-in-law,
Oh.
Mimi.
All right. With that, since
great.
we've gotten to the cards, any other business we're missing?
No?
I think so.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, because Mike is on, we do have to, I don't
Right.
know who Mike is, so we have to take a roll call. Joyce McIntyre is in support of
Leaving.
leaving.
Garrett Kern is also in support of leaving.
Mary Jones, aye.
Brian Sheld, aye.
Bernadette Waystack, aye.
God, this is the best meeting
Nickerson,
ever.
aye.
Ed McManus, aye, me mateys.
Excellent. Thank you guys. You
Awesome.
guys are-
Germs. Wicked.
Thank
Keep
you,
up the
everyone.
good fight.
Okay, so these minutes will show up in November.
That's cool.
See, I was
Right.
wondering, okay,
We
if
have
we have
time
a
for
meeting
that.
tonight, we don't have a meeting, how do they get approved?